This is Earl Amin with the 2024 Side Podcast, where CEOs of small to global companies share their insights. It is 6 questions in 9 minutes because top CEOs know how to listen and be concise. So let's get to it. First of all, welcome. And in just a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you. My name is Carrie Brimhall, and I'm the proud president of Minnesota State Community and Technical College. What I do is help students achieve their dream. We have a vision and a mission to be a success story for every student, and it's my job every day to show up in a way that brings that success for our students.
Very good. Very good. Well, tell me then, what's the best thing about being the president, the CEO of a prestigious college?
The best thing is hearing from students directly about how they're encouraged and inspired by my own story. I'm a graduate of the institution where I work. I was a first generation college student myself, wandering around, having no idea what was going on. So the best part of my job and the best thing about being a CEO or a president of a college is really to have students believe that they can do something and to help remove barriers so that they achieve those dreams. There is nothing like graduation and getting high fives and fist pumps and hugs from students whose lives and their families' lives and communities are changed by the work that we do.
Outstanding. Now, I'm sure throughout your 24-year career, you have encountered others who have gone on to be CEOs, other current CEOs. I certainly have throughout my career. And I hear from those CEOs that leading their team and being able to see what lies ahead can be a challenge. What are your thoughts?
Well, it was challenging before a pandemic, but the last year has been even more challenging in the way of trying to find that balance and how do we keep people safe and healthy and well today, and also think about what the college needs tomorrow and 5 years from now simultaneously. And it's been tough. We continue to find that balance, and really it's about supporting people and meeting them where they're at with the amount of information that they need at that moment. Some people want to hear the vision, some people want to know how to survive today, and some people just want to know that we care about them on our teams, in our communities. And it's really, in my opinion, the best way to do that is to take the conversation, to listen, and to take the conversation where it naturally goes based on what they need. Try to remove ego from it as a CEO. There's no ego. It's not about me. It never has been. And I think if you walk into every conversation with that in the front of your mind, you can do great things and meet people where they're at.
Outstanding. Well, throughout all of that intention and the experience that it took to reach the level where you are, what piece of insight do you want to share with other CEOs?
Well, there's a lot that I would love to share, but I know we only have 9 minutes, and so I'll keep my remarks brief. But a couple things I would share. One is to, and I've mentioned it already, but is really to remove ego and really examine in your own biases and what you bring to every conversation and every interaction that you have. Knowing myself in my own journey, I've had an incredible amount of privilege, and I've been at tables based on my position and based on a lot of things that not everybody has had the opportunity to be at. And certainly our students don't have the opportunity to be at. Sometimes they don't even know the table exists or that it's something you can achieve to do. And so I think it's really taking that responsibility of bringing the stories and the needs and the dreams of the people that you serve to every table you have the privilege to be at, and recognizing that you have to bring folks along with you to that table that have different identities and different stories and different experiences to make your job even better. So I think ego is a big part of it for me, and taking it out of the mix so that you can really do what's best for your community or whoever it is that you serve, your students in our case. But it really is about starting with that, knowing who you are as a leader and so deeply, and knowing why you do what you do, that you can show up without that ego and listen and adjust and know that you're there for the very same reasons that everybody else at the table hopefully is there for too.
Indeed, indeed. Well, throughout your journey to your successful position now, What other successful CEOs like yourself um, might you want to acknowledge or shout out to and should be on my podcast?
Yes, I have several. I would say Kara Jorvig is the founder and CEO of Allegro Group, and she has been instrumental in just having a space for me to chat about leadership, executive leadership, and also about what it takes to really adjust and see yourself in a different role on a different side of a desk. Every job I've had has had opportunities and challenges, and she really works with executives specifically on that transition to the top level where there isn't anybody else above you, and how you work on that and giving yourself grace and being decisive.
Yes.
Derek Lapointe is the CEO of Downtown Moorhead Inc. It's an economic development corporation in our region. He is a former hockey player turned economic developer, and he does a brilliant job of bringing people together to solve community needs. And the last person I'll highlight is Bethlehem Gronberg. She's the founder and CEO of You Code Girl. Aligns with our mission. We are a very diverse college, and aligns with our mission of giving, in her case, girls, in our case, our community, exposure to technology and to people who believe in them and can help them navigate things they didn't even know they could do and were possible.
Mhm. Very good. Very good. Well, in the light of all of that, and I'm sure that even over the last year, as difficult as things have been for us all, my final question, Carrie, is how do you celebrate a win?
It's a great question because they don't come along very often in the middle of a pandemic.
Mm,
And so I think it starts with identifying what's a win for you. And sometimes it's as simple as a group being open to a conversation they hadn't been open to in the past. I think, identifying how you determine something is a win is a really big part of it. Otherwise, I think the work, especially in the last year, can sometimes be a little bit of a grind when you don't get to connect with
mhm,
people as often as you'd like. So internally, we do a lot of great things, awards and achievements and pride awards and recognition of people and shout outs, really just, again, about those things that they might say are just everyday parts of their role, but really are transformational in the life of a student or in the people that we serve. Externally, I try to give myself some time outside with people who make me smile. I love being outdoors, even in Minnesota. I love being outside, even when it's cold. We snowshoe and we do all kinds of crazy things in the winter. But really getting outside and being in the wonder of the creation that we are in, and the small piece of that we are, even when what we're working through every day seems really big, we're still a very small piece in a very large creation, and I like to remind myself of that.
well said. Well said. Well, Carrie, it's been a pleasure having you on. Tell me now, how can people find you?
Well, our website for the college is minnesota.edu. And me personally, I'm on all forms of social media at Prez Carrie Brimhall or Prez Brimhall, Prez Brimhall. We love to tell our story, but we also love to tell the story of the good work that other people are doing and try to bring value in every relationship that we have. So love to hear from people, and certainly think about ways that we can build even stronger and more inclusive communities.
Very good. Very good. This is Earl Amin with the 2020 Foresight Podcast. For more insights, go to LinkedIn and search for The Gray Owl Company. President Carrie, thank you very much.
Thank you.